All righty. So, welcome, Shailesh sir, Sunday Spotlight by Webfit News, and thanks to NZ World News for joining in association with the Webfit News. So, yeah. So, Shailesh sir, how are you?
Oh, absolutely fantastic feeling. The new year, the new look, everything. I think we all are in that same boat in the new year.
Exactly.
It's not
Wow.
for me, it's not for you, it's for everyone. So beautiful. Welcome. And I really think that today we are doing this topic about
Mm,
journalism, about news. And I think what's a better time than to crack it when this year is all happening because it's an election year
all right.
and people are like us are important. Let's show that.
Exactly. Exactly. So, before we begin, I want to start with the icebreaker. What do you have to
Sure.
say? The recent, election took place in Maharashtra, India, Mumbai.
Oh, wow. What a topic you chose. Mumbai, the happening city, the most amazing economic center, we call it, or we call it the most feeding center for the whole rest of the India. That matters. It matters not just for India, it
Hmm.
matters internationally. So the
Right.
election was definitely happening because the growth, the economic, the development, everything is looked in that area
Hmm.
where many international people wants to be a part of that. Basically,
Right.
all business people, all any people, they want entertainment, everything. They want to be part of that growth development. So elections are definitely the happening and the talk of the town. So yeah, it was a basically very good talk of the town actually, that election, and expected lot of things. We did recently a topic on election commission,
Hmm.
and I think that is still continuing back in India as well. So
Right.
it's a huge kind of a topic. But just to give you a little bit on that insight on my side, ultimately the result that came in, I
Hmm.
hope and we wish
Hmm.
that whatever it is, they work for the community, they work for the people, they work for the local and international people, because that's
Hmm.
where you can make things happen, not
Right.
for the countries but for every single person that is
Hmm.
involved. So I can only wish that this election results
Hmm.
turned into a beneficial for every single individual who gets connected with that area.
Right.
That much I can
No,
say.
no, no,
Hmm.
definitely. But did you really, did anyone actually guessed it that is it, what do you have to say about the UBT Shivsena, where our son of our, I'm forgetting the name, the son of,
Bala Saheb Thackeray,
yeah.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
what do you have to say about that? I mean, have you ever imagined that this kind of situation will come in Maharashtra, especially in Mumbai?
No, no, basically, this was expected though in this election, because it is not just this election. It
Hmm.
followed from the Lok Sabha 2024 and then the Vidhan Sabha, which is the local body election, and the general main election happened in 24, where the BJP, or the main party, ruling party, cut
Hmm.
down from their ambitious 300 plus to restricted to 230 to 40
Right.
seats, which was quite setback for them. But then just after 5 months, a
Hmm.
complete turnaround of result,
Hmm.
also giving that edge to like completely sweep for the Thakres. So that was
Right.
a big setback. I mean, following in 5 months, how can you see
Hmm.
that change? So definitely a suspicious.
Right,
Def-
and especially when
Mm.
when the two Thackeray brothers, right, who used to
Correct.
be like in enmity, but they joined together at the stage.
Yeah.
And even though after the result is a disaster and a debacle, so
Yeah.
this is something which is again a surprising, but again that is a questionable whether it's a failure of the system or the failure of the majority. The
And that is
majority.
what
Mhm.
this is going to be a very good what topic that you have chosen is a good starter from this
Mhm.
point of view. Does the
Right.
election commission plays an important role in
Mhm.
election, or
Mhm.
what is the role of election commission, and does election commission can be questioned by the journalist, by
Mhm.
the media, or is it just left alone, that it is just a standalone part of the government body and
Mm-hmm.
then let them do on its own? But does
Mm-hmm.
media has got a role to play? If
Right.
they find something incorrect, something suspicious, as we noticed that the election
Mm-hmm.
results was completely debacle,
Mm-hmm.
shambles, I can
Right.
say.
Mm-hmm.
But did any media, did any journalists really raised or pursued that
Mm-hmm.
what was really happening? We call it investigation journalist. We
Right.
have investigative journalists, not for only people or not for
Mm-hmm.
only companies, but for even for the government. If the government body is not working
Mm-hmm.
as the
Mm-hmm.
way,
Right.
journalists has got a role to play
Mm-hmm.
with the government as well. And that's the question that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Is journalists asking enough questions, or are they bold enough to ask questions?
Right.
And are they bold enough to change the mindset or the things that happens in any country for that matter?
Mm-hmm.
And but in India we saw, particularly in Mumbai, what we saw is a complete turnaround of results,
Right.
and people were expecting that they would definitely
Mm-hmm.
definitely go easy to
Mm-hmm.
win, irrespective of whatever propaganda or whatever motive that they have.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't happen. But still I would say that it was a strategically planned election, I would say, by
Okay.
the ruling party. And so the expected result was good enough for the ruling party, but for the opposition party and for the Thakres, it wasn't an expected result, because they must
Mm-hmm.
have expected way more than that,
Right.
and they did not get the way it was. Basically, I would say that.
Right.
but
Right. Right.
but it is something that questionable. It is something
Mm-hmm.
that, moving forward, what is
Mm-hmm.
going to happen? Is there going to be a revolution? Is
Mm-hmm.
there going to be a different turn of direction for
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai and for India?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is something is very important, because Mumbai, the BMC or the local government that there is very important, vital. It's one of the highest, budgeted election for that matter. So definitely it's a matter. But then again, as I said, what is now from now on? Is
Mm-hmm.
it going to be the status quo traditional, or this is so dynamic changes? We saw dynamic changes in just 5 months, 6 months. So it's
Right.
not something that one election after another election. It's actually
Mm-hmm.
within months, and that is a questionable. How can
Right.
certain things change? How can the census, the data, the statistics change so much
Right.
so that you eliminate many voters, you add many voters, and all of a sudden things change?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about voting. It's all about how many voters are voting, what is the percentage of voting, and
Right.
are they legitimate voters? So that's a
Mm.
big question now. And it is all not for just one political Thackeray or anyone. It's all for the whole democracy. The whole
Right.
opposition party has to have this search about it. Until you are
Mm-hmm.
in until you are in the government, you ignore
Mm-hmm.
all this. When the
Right.
ruling party comes in opposition, that's where the whole game changes. So one day everybody has to be in the opposition, one day everybody
Right.
has to be the ruling, and people should not ignore and forget that bit.
Right.
As we say,
No,
every
definitely,
dog.
definitely.
Hmm. We
Sorry,
always
sorry, I
say,
interrupted you because yeah. You please
yeah, that's
complete it.
okay.
Please complete.
I just said that, as we there is a saying, every dog has its day. So we have to just wait.
Again, no, no, definitely. And again, see, there's a lot of question, right? If
Hmm.
you and me can question, there are
Hmm.
political party or opposition leader. They got a more power than you and me, so they have
Absolutely.
a better, constitutional right to oppose that. If they are not doing, then either they are wrong or they feel that what election commission is doing is correct. So I will
Hmm.
leave that with that note. Now let's
Yep.
move toward New Zealand politics, since we are in this New Zealand
100%.
politics world, and we are playing a transparent role of media. So I
Hmm.
wanted to begin this conversation. So please tell us. I want you to lead this conversation.
Well, first of all, let's talk about New Zealand media, New Zealand journalism, New Zealand
Mhm.
investigative journalism, or New Zealand's issues and concerns, and the
Right.
way media is being operated in New Zealand.
Right.
Let's talk about what are the limitations, what are the restrictions, how many media do we have in New Zealand to really start the ball rolling for. See, one of the major thing that we still feel that New Zealand
Mhm.
also is a democracy and a
Mhm.
democratic country,
Right.
which means we do work democratically, which means we do give opportunity to everyone and anyone that is there with fair.
Right.
And that's the question, that what is fair and what is not fair is a debatable. But
Right.
then this is where the journalist comes in as a third
Mhm.
eye, that whether I am saying fair or you are saying fair, let's investigate. Let's talk to the questions, to the person
Right.
concerned, to the organizations, to the officials, to the government bodies, and then get the answer for the people. Because I may say I may like it, you may say you may like it, but am I right or you are right? Has to be a
Mhm.
third umpire, which is the media. I guess is an important role for media to
Right.
play that role, and whether they are playing enough or they are not playing enough, or whether they are playing and then just hiding it or subsidizing it and not continuing it, not pursuing it. That's what New Zealand media has been in my eyes, as what I've learned and what I've seen so far,
Mhm.
is that we do ask those questions vital, but then the persuasion of those questions
Mhm.
is becomes diluted. and and if those questions are really hardcore questions, and if you dilute them, we
Mhm.
are going to face that same problem again. It doesn't go away. You can only
Mhm.
dilute, but it doesn't go away,
Right.
because that problem has to be
Mhm.
solved, not like hidden, or
Mhm.
not put a lid on it and say that there is no problem, right? So it's very interesting and very important. Like, I'll start with this very much ethical. The first protocol of any media
Mm.
is like information. What is the
Mm.
source of information?
Right.
Where is this information coming from?
Mm.
Who has approved, or who, or is it authorized, or it is approved, or is it the right source
Mm.
from coming from? That's
Right.
the first information that I think media has got important role
Mm.
to play.
Right.
That's why I personally feel that information is the key.
Mm.
Right information is the ultimate key,
Mm.
not just information, the right information.
Mm.
And then, if you have the awareness of that information, are we
Right.
spreading enough awareness of that
Mm.
information to the people, to every single individual? Or do they know, or do they only know what you know, to show it on the social media? Or in today's world, social media has become like a go-to person, go-to place to get
Mhm.
any information. Just like we used to go to Google to go to any
Right.
website, we are now going for information on the social media rather than looking at the source.
Mm.
I can post anything and you can look at it. You can post anything, I can look at it, and we make a assumption and we make a decision on that.
But
That is
again,
very.
I'm just pausing you there and interrupting you to understand. So, are you trying to blame the social, the media, or the social media, or the government policies? What are we trying to target here?
No, what we are trying to target first is the information for every single person who is listening to this today.
Hmm.
Like, get your facts right, get your information and source right. Don't make assumptions and decisions without your own research. First thing, if you say that this is coming from government website, is that the website source is correct? That itself is a questionable nowadays.
Yes, but then it comes to the media, the person, right? Like you and me. If I'm
Yeah.
sharing today, hey, you know what? AdHop has increased the price, right? So I am responsible person from the media to share this information with our meet. So where this common people or the general public comes in picture, or where the government is blamable for that.
No, I'll give you a simple example. During
Please do,
COVID,
please do. Yes.
during COVID, what happened is we
Hmm.
had information available everywhere, and
Right.
everybody was posting information everywhere.
Hmm.
Now, this is where the government of the day at that time said that please don't look at any other source, but just look at websites created, there are
Mhm.
online websites created by the government itself to go to the source, and please take the information from that and don't just go on what somebody is posting or somebody
Right.
is giving you a website. So
Mhm.
website itself was a big kind of integrity and sincerity questionable at
Right.
that time. So
Mhm.
what I was trying to imply here is, like,
Mhm.
we have got access in today's world, so
Right.
much access to everything. But
Yes.
are we checking ourselves? Are we
Mhm.
making responsible ourselves? Or
Mhm.
we are just passing and forwarding, which is so easy to do?
Right.
But passing and forwarding is a responsibility.
Mhm.
Without you checking and your research, don't pass and forward. My simple message was that. And if
Mhm.
you are doubtful,
Mhm.
contact the government. It's contactable, it's very easy accessible. There are
Okay.
so many things that the government themselves give away the information,
Mhm.
and they're supposed to. So
Mhm.
you won't be denied, and you don't need to be scared, and you don't
Mhm.
need to be saying that, oh, whether I will get or I will not get. You don't need to be in that ambiguity. You will get
Mhm.
the information. So that's one thing. So we do have a responsibility. This is where the key becomes: is are we responsibly doing and passing the information?
Mhm.
So that's the very important part of it. That's why I
Mhm.
said that, it's not about blaming the government or blaming the people. It's about you being responsible to
Mhm.
get the information and to pass the information. Receive the information and then pass the information, it becomes a big responsibility. Otherwise, you don't have to do it just
Mhm.
because you have this access. Doesn't
Okay.
mean that you should be poisoning or you should be not sure. And when you are
Mm.
not sure, don't do it. Simple as
Right.
that.
Right.
That's the key
But
thing.
but then how this is going to play a crucial role in the upcoming election in New Zealand?
Oh, 100%. This is, as you saw, we did a topic recently about the election commission, right?
Right. Right.
Where they were trying to they have made a law change about 13 days before elections, everybody has to be enrolled. And
Mhm.
after that, nobody will be enrolled. And then there is no kind of possibility for you to vote. If
Okay.
you are not enrolled, you don't vote. Simple as that. And
Okay.
your enrollment date has been sealed, basically. Now
Mhm.
that itself, this information, you
Mhm.
ask me, when now, how many New Zealanders know, local
Mm.
people, that
Mhm.
this law has been passed? Has
Mhm.
that been like we have, you register here and then you get an acknowledgement? Do we get anything of that sort to full proof or bulletproof or full proof that we have passed on this information to every
Mhm.
single person, that irrespective of their nature of work, irrespective of their dynamics of their culture, has
Mhm.
that been passed on this information in their own language? If they don't understand, or if they understand, not understand, have that been relayed through the
Mhm.
proper channels? The
Mhm.
community leaders, the community stakeholders, there are so much organizations are there who, when they want something from government, they are registered
Mhm.
and they get all that. So simple like that. If
Okay.
they also have to pass on that information to the people of
Mhm.
culture each
Mhm.
cultural feature, right? So that is the key thing, Ravi, is are we doing enough to pass on the information that is
Mhm.
relevant and important on a
Right.
crucial election like this? It's
Mhm.
not about, oh, my political party, whatever I say is I will believe and do it.
Mm.
Rather than, then again, are you not taking the responsibility for doing your own research? Are
Mm.
you not, asking the questions to your own political parties or to your organizations, that, hey, what is the rules and what are the things that I should be knowing before I do
Mm.
elections, before I
Mm.
vote? So that's a very important part of it. I personally
Right.
feel that all Kiwis, all New Zealanders local should know, should be made aware. If they are not aware, they should ask. Just like,
Mhm.
when you go to school, you ask questions to your teacher. You need to ask
Mhm.
this question, simple as that, to your political parties, basically.
Right.
If they want
Right.
to vote, have they given
Mhm.
you enough information to do that? That's the key thing,
Yeah.
right?
No, no, definitely,
Uh,
definitely. So that really make a lot of sense, and yes, it's everybody's responsibility as long as the provider is giving something. At the same time, the
Yeah.
receiver has to know that what they are eating or what they are consuming, right?
Mm,
So on
mm,
that note, it's been quite a while. We have spoken and we discussed. So what all
mm,
has changed in the New Zealand politics, and what is that thing which we should looking forward to when we are speaking again in 1 week
mm.
of time? That what is that thing which we should look for, and what has changed drastically? Because I see there's a lot of noise has already started by Labour
Yeah.
government and the oppositions.
Mm. I think there is a lot of policies. People should be
Hmm.
looking at more policies of every single political parties, and
Okay.
we as a media should be made also more responsible to pass on that information to the people. I
Hmm.
mean, every political party has their own website, so you can always go there and you can check what are the policies that they have announced, what are they
Hmm.
going to do, what is their mandate, what is their manifesto for the
Hmm.
campaign and election, and
Hmm.
what exactly have they done in the past campaign as well. What have they accomplished since the
Hmm.
last election? I think this is very important, Ravi, for us to really give that insights that
Right.
where what was the last elections campaign that they campaigned on, and
Right.
how much have they achieved in this term,
Hmm.
and what do you think is what matters to us now, because
Hmm.
being given the time frame,
Hmm.
we have seen, we campaigned on cost of living, we campaigned on cost inflation, we campaigned on bank rates, we constant
Hmm.
on small businesses close. uh, we have seen many businesses closing down, we have seen unemployment rate, all of that
Hmm.
factors. But
Right.
we have also seen that minimum wage has increased, we also have seen that certain policies were announced for business like the investment boost policy, and now the policies that are coming from different parts is the capital gain tax, and then what are they going to spend, where are they going to spend all that money, how is it going to be. Each political party has their own strength and weakness, but rather than that,
Hmm.
I would say, and as a media I would say to all local people who are voting,
Hmm.
like, do your own kind of, if not sure, ask, just not go by the color that, hey, I am voting for this because
Right.
I like this or I love this. Have that been converted into your family benefits, into your individual benefits, as a mother, as a father, as a child? Are
Hmm.
those policies going to really make a difference?
Right.
That's what
Right.
I would urge to every single citizen, and who
Even though
are,
your favorite color is blue and red, doesn't matter. You have to be sensible
doesn't
when you are
matter,
voting.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
I should
that's where
use
the
one more color. Either it can be blue, red, or green. I should not
green,
forget the green.
and there is
Yeah.
black as well.
Oh,
Well, he
sorry,
is the
black as
key.
well. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. I'm not saying
Yeah,
anything, but I'm just saying taking the name of the color. Yeah.
sure. So yeah, it's very critical to understand what are the
Right. Right.
policies, and I think the for all the people who are in the business area, they also
Mm-hmm.
should be looking at the business policies that will affect for them.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want to know other policies, fine. If they
Mm-hmm.
don't want to know the personal tax policies and things like that, that's okay, but what is affecting your business? Is your
All
business
right.
going to be sustained? Is you going to be resilient, or do
Mm-hmm.
we have to liquidate more, or do we have to close down your business,
Mm-hmm.
whatever your business is? What
Right.
your policies, it's really important. Then the
Mm-hmm.
other aspect, I would also say that that's for the business community, but also for any person who wants these simple, come out of this cost of living crisis, who
Mm-hmm.
wants a simple savings, who cannot go for a simple trip, or has
Right.
not gone since COVID to anywhere because of the money crunch. Have
Right.
they been, do they have to live just like that? Or do
Mm.
they see any policies changing for them?
Mm.
We need to do all of this analysis, but of the political policies analysis for each party.
Right.
However, how it affects them. So, like the beautiful thing that what this government came in, the current government
Mm.
came in with the Kiwi Saver, that
Mm.
rate is going up. So the
Mm.
contribution is going up, so that in the future there is a vision that you will have more money when you retire. You
Right.
know and they are trying to align that with again our neighboring country Australia. So
mm,
which is good. That means if we can see that the Australian country is uh, having a good economy because
mhm,
of certain policies, and if those policies are coming here, well, is it going to work for us, or is it just going to be mirroring with that?
mm,
Because Kiwi Savers again is how many Kiwi Savers, what, how many people are involved, enrolled in that, and how many people are going to get benefit. But there are people
mm,
who want the benefit now rather than after
yeah,
10 years or 5 years. Again,
mm,
that's analysis that everybody has to do, you know. Finance is very key. Finance is
right.
very, and so financial decisions are very key for this
Mhm,
in these elections, because
right.
everybody wants to sustain and survive and grow. That's
Mm,
main thing, Ravi.
right.
So yeah, so there are a few things. The Greens will come up about the health. See, I think the
Mm,
three things that we all need to know: the
mhm,
basic fundamental rights, which is the
mm,
health, the
mhm,
education, and then the growth, right? The housing, particularly.
mm,
Many
mm,
people are living in rents. Are these rents are growing, going up? Is
mm,
it sustainable? Is it really affordable? What is it going to happen? What the direction of the country going to be? Are we going to be
mm,
more pressured in the renting area, or
mm,
are we going to be relaxed so that people can buy their own home? Is there an
mm,
opportunity for that? And I think
right.
this matters as a local election, and as the
Mm,
local government, as a main elections for this year.
mm,
These are the key, because when any election, when main election, there is a
mm,
vision for 3 years, 6 years, 5 years, that we will
right.
elect this government because we are going to get this within 3 years, or within 5 years we are going to get this. And
Mm,
that's what is the key thing that everybody
right.
has to look for in the main election. Yeah.
Right.
Even the health, like they talked
Mm,
about that they're going to go give health free.
mm,
is it
mm,
is it really going to work for them, many of them, or do they want something else along with that,
mm,
or substitute? What is the key area? What are the priorities? Everyone has
mm,
got their own priorities. What is the priority of the nation? See,
mm,
if we all are healthy, the
mm,
nation is also healthy, right?
right. Right.
It's very simple for me. If all are
Mm,
educated, for
mm.
me, the nation is also very well educated and can make an impression in the international area, right?
Right.
So I think
So instead
these
of,
are.
sorry, I'm interrupting again, Saleh sir. So instead of, talking in generic, about the policies and the work, will you be able
Mhm.
to pinpoint any pain area which this government should at least look at it being whatever time limit they have, whatever the duration they have left in the politics? What is that one area which they should immediately start working and to do a damage control?
One of the biggest thing is I always give priority to the health and the
Mm-hmm.
education. But health, let's talk about health. One thing that they promised as well, that we will bring down the waiting list, we will
Mm-hmm.
bring down the we will support the cancer
Mm.
drugs, funded drugs, so that many people can be, don't have to pay from their own pocket.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
those are the things that really are long term things. Many people after COVID were
Right.
not being treated because of the COVID, and there
Mm.
has been from there has been a long term illness some people must have had, or
Mm.
because of not doing untimely surgeries, they have now prolonged their illness or sickness.
Mm.
So that's
Right.
one part of it. The other part of it, to
Mm.
combat all of these, we have
Mm.
shortages of nurses. We saw nurses protest, we saw teachers protest. Have they
Right.
done enough to
Mm.
combat in this before they end the year, before they
Mm.
come to the election year? Have
Mm-hmm.
they combated everything? That's the key thing as well.
Right.
And I think that
Mm.
any government should
Mm.
be looking at their own promises, should be looking at their own policies that have changed the health, particularly for
mm,
me. If you ask me from one single, if I have to single it out today, then
mm.
I will single out the health, because health is a permanent thing damage that has happened for many things, for many people. And for many
Mm.
people, they need the treatment faster. They want to come out of the waiting list, they come out of the more doctors, so that they can have no pressure over there. But there is a pressure at the moment in every
All right.
hospital. There isn't enough hospitals or beds,
Mm,
then
mm,
there isn't enough nurses. And then
mm,
this is where we saw the pressure, the mental health, and everything that has
mm.
come through, all of that. I think that is where somewhere I feel that it has been ignored. The fact that it's a permanent damage, irrespective of whoever comes next government, they will inherit that. So
Right.
rather than inheriting, have they done
Uh,
enough to not inherit, or have they done
right.
enough to minimize the risk of
Uh-huh.
from 40, 50 to 80, 90? If you
All
know,
right.
if you have combated in the 3 years, then it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have
Right.
not, then
Mm,
obviously the other government is also inherited. So everything
mm,
they will inherit, and they will also be not be able to solve in the 3 years that they get. So
right.
we have a very short window here, and
Mm,
fast tracking or taking decisions fast, or
mm,
really looking into that area much
mm.
faster, is most important than anything
Right.
else, I personally feel. So this is very going to be, again, this health, the drugs I was talking about, that if they promised about what, like 12 or 13 drugs that they will fund, but then they only
Mm,
funded two or something like that. And then they also
mm,
had the cancer, what they call it, the screening of cancer at the age of
mm,
60, change it to 58. They were trying to make it to 50.
right.
And that's where some of the things that these things, when you don't do faster, they create
Mm,
more long term problems. See, if I was screened at the early age, which is
mm,
the eligible early age, what every
mm,
country does. Every
mm,
country has got the different dynamics of screening. So if somebody wants to detect whether I've got a cancer or not, and if the
mm,
age is set up as 50 or 55 or
mm,
whatever that
mm,
age, if you don't do that, you delay by 60, another 5 years, obviously that person's life is
mm.
not going to be extended. It's going to be more preponed rather than
All right.
extend. So all these things very matters. It's a very
Mm,
important that it matters
mm,
to us and everywhere. So health is the key, according to me,
mm, mhm,
that needs to be, because we have got not just nurse short, not just doctor short, but also then we have hospitals, beds,
mm,
and we done enough decisions to
mm,
create more doctors, or to import more doctors or migrant? Is there a policy
mm,
to bring only exclusive doctors and create good policies so that we combat that?
mm,
Bringing people is one thing. What type of people you want is your
mm.
priority as a nation.
Right. Mm,
Just because you want money doesn't mean that it is your priority, right? So I think that's going to be very critical, health. And I think if you look at the capital gain tax, they are also talking about that we will be funding the health GP visits. We will give
uh-huh.
more 100%, all that money that comes from capital gain tax, 100% will be used by health. So if two political parties are saying, the
Mm,
major, that
mm,
we will spend on health, and
mm,
even the current government says that we want to improve health of everyone. That's the key thing. Economy doesn't go without health. If there is
mm,
good health, then the economy will be healthy. If humans health is not healthy, you cannot expect a healthy economy or a healthy nation. That's a very simple. i remember
right. Mm-hmm.
I remember that there was a tagline that in Jacinda they said that budget should not be on the GDP,
Mm,
based on GDP. Budget
mm,
should be on the well-being. So if you just imagine, that was
Mm-hmm.
the labor when Jacinda was there. She said that we don't want the budget to be based on the GDP only. We want the
Right.
budget to be based on the well-being of
Mm.
human beings. So what does that tell you? That a budget should be created based on your health, based on your
Right.
mindset, on your well-being. So if you look
So
at
are
from
you
there,
trying to, sorry, I'm interrupting you
yeah,
again
yeah,
to just
yeah.
keep the audience engaged, that are you trying to blame the current government that their focus on health was not there even from day one until today?
No, I think there was a lot of inherited after COVID. There
Mm-hmm.
was a lot of inherited mental health, emotional health, or health issues that was created by even by COVID was
Mm-hmm.
huge. And I
Okay.
think even at that time, the Labour government also did not, like,
Mm-hmm.
they passed the budget for mental health, but we could see that there was no result, no outcome in terms of how did they combat with the mental health during that time, even in spite of the passing of a budget of almost
Mm-hmm.
1.7 billion. I mean, still there was no outcome on that. Again, if you look at now, they knew what they had inherited. Had they
Mm.
done, the current government, had they done enough, or they just continued the traditional status quo as it is? And so the mental health remains as it is because there is nothing much has been done. That's what I'm trying to imply. Every government has to do
Mm.
something when they're raised, when they pointed out something, right?
Right.
So,
So you saying that the budget was allotted perfect,
mm,
10 on 10. They tried to do something, but actually it did not calculate it. It did not, format it
no,
in such a way that we can see the output, right? But then
absolutely.
again, the same can go with any government, right? Be it national,
Exactly.
green, red, blue, right?
Exactly.
So where is the key fault? What are we missing here?
So what we are missing here as a news, what we are talking today is about our media. Where
Hmm.
is the media? Where is
Oh,
the media
right.
asking these
Mm.
questions to any
Okay.
government for that matter? So we are, as I said, like I always say, that we are equally responsible. Every
Right.
single individual is responsible. So why didn't media continue putting pressure on any government for that matter? That time,
Wow.
this time, and that's what I'm coming to, Ravi, is very key. You don't
Hmm.
leave it just because the previous
Right.
government didn't do it. You don't get
Right.
escape route saying that they didn't do it, we didn't do it, so don't blame us, blame others.
Right.
No, this is not a
So,
blame game.
so
This
yeah.
is
So
some.
you are giving an open invitation to the people from media. If anybody is listening, they are
Yeah,
more than welcome to join us and give answer if they have it. That's what he's saying, right?
absolutely, absolutely, 100%, 100%.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, yeah. So the people out there, if anybody is listening or you listen to it later on, please feel free to ping Shailesh sir or myself. We'll be happy to have a debate on live
Yeah,
streaming and we can talk about it. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
Let's go ahead. Yeah. 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 Please continue.
So some of the things that really matters to all of us, one of the
Mm-hmm.
major thing is the health, but then the
Right.
secondary thing is also business
Mm.
communities, which are the backbone, and the small SME enterprises, which are the
Mm-hmm.
small to medium entrepreneurs. We are comprising of the one of the contributors, largest contributor of the economy as well. And
Mm.
have we been looking after them good enough? Just
Mm.
like, since COVID, if you look at,
Mm.
I personally
Mm.
feel at that time the need of the hour for SMEs was to give money to sustain, survive, resilient, whatever that, because of uncertainty.
Right.
They were given wage subsidy, they were given resurgence payment, they were given business loans which the banks denied to give them at that time.
Right.
And the
Mm.
government took the responsibility of making sure that they
Mm.
survive, making sure that
Mm.
they sustain, and making sure that they become resilient. And it
Right.
was done.
Mm.
After that, it's the
Mm.
question.
Mm.
We have not looked after the SMEs. And what we are seeing today, Ravi, more
mm,
businesses closing down. Now, why
right.
would they close down is $1 million question. That is what
Question.
needs to be, looked at. That why are they
Mm,
closing down? When they were given the money, why are they
mm,
closing down? That's one part of it. But
right.
then we have not improved any conditions for them. The environment is still the same. Just
Mm,
because we got the money doesn't mean that will be lasting for 10 years or 5 years. There was no silver bullet for timeline. It
mm,
was just at that time the need of the hour. Continuation of those
mm,
health continuation of those should have been the
mm,
key factor for after the government as well, the next government and the next government, to ensure that they are still manageable, resilient, sustainable, they have enough growth standing. That was not looked at, I personally feel, because
mm,
when you see, I don't say that all the companies that are liquidated or that close down is because they want to misbehave or whatever. Majority are genuinely, there is no customer, there are no sales, there are no marketing tools that they can leverage, because everyone is in the same boat. So
right.
who are these businesses and who are the consumers? We are the business and we are the consumers. We go,
Right.
we buy. If
Mm,
everybody doesn't have money, what are we going to do? We can't
mm,
expect the business to grow when
mm,
nobody is buying stuff, right? These domino effect has not been taken care by the subsequent governments, or that at that time they didn't realize it is not just businesses closing down, it's a domino effect for those professionals who give services to the businesses. They
mm,
are also being affected badly, big time.
mm,
So I'll give you an example.
please.
Accountants, mortgage brokers, lawyers, all of that,
Mm,
what who are they going to give services if the businesses are not surviving?
mm,
Who are they going to give services? And that's a domino effect which was not really taken into account,
mm,
that it is not just business growth, or it is not
mm,
just business slowing down, it's
mm,
also every single person is slowing down their own growth. Okay,
right.
so this is something very critical after the
Mm,
health, I think, for business communities. All the SMEs really need to be looked after. If
mm,
they don't survive,
mm,
then we are going to have more chaos, more
mm,
problems, more unemployment, and
mm,
more issues of
right.
everything. Like I call it, whether the mental health, whether the emotional well-being of every single person is going to be affected. That's what I
Right.
would say. Mm.
Yeah. So no, no, that's definitely makes a lot of sense. But I wanted your viewpoint, since you have been in this country for more than
Yeah.
3 decades, I'll say. So
Hmm.
what are the mistakes? I mean, this depends on both side, right? The
Of course.
opposition side and the government side. So what is the mistake which opposition is making, which they should be, either attacking the government with the real issues, or the
Mm.
agenda, or the candidate which they are, bringing it in the field? Is where is the loose end you're looking at it?
I think this is very important. Like the Labour and the National and the Greens and the NZ First, they all have their own stand-alone policies that they stand for,
Right.
and they look after a certain segment. So,
Mm-hmm.
like if something to do with the Greens, environmental, and then they also look at not just environmental. Nowadays, they look at everything: the child poverty, the economic things of New Zealand, of small businesses, individuals, everything, poverty, child poverty, all of that. Also, they are now looking into it as well.
Right.
Whereas National and Labor, pretty much, I personally feel that they are pretty much go hand in hand in many policies.
Mm-hmm.
However, only a little bit here and there they are twigging. But I think what I still feel that
Mm-hmm.
National, the current ruling party, is more thinking and more giving hopes and
Right.
opportunity that the business community can be looked after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're giving more hopes to them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
is it turning out into that hopes into action? That's a
Mm-hmm.
questionable thing. We need to
Right.
ask those questions, that if your policy works, tell us how it works, basically.
Mm.
What have you changed since you implemented the policy? Now
Right.
they have become also more social, like we say labor is more socialist, or
Mm.
we say labor looks after everyone, and they
Mm.
look after business, individuals, child poverty, everything they look after, right?
Mm.
But again, and then the national might say that, oh, they are only spending, but spending, and they drain out of the money from the people. That's what they say. But this is all say hearsay and hearsay. How does it really turned out into
Mm.
the policies, into reality, what we think
Right.
it is?
Mm.
So is your hopes been converted into action? First of all,
Right. Mm-hmm.
when the current government says that, okay, we are giving you this, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
couple of years, like the investment boost policy, when you
Mm-hmm.
know
Right.
that the value is now, not after 2 years, but they have put that into a view that after 2 3 years you will get benefit out of it. You can invest now, but
Right.
then that investment you will get benefit after 2 years or 1 year or three
Mm.
years.
Mm.
But the problem is now. And the second thing is, in my view personally, I can only invest if I have got money. At the moment, we don't have money, and we are asking me to invest, and that also with a view that the benefits will be reaped in 1 year's time, or 2 years' time, or 3 years' time. It doesn't
Right.
solve the problem now.
Right. But see, government, if you look at the government's focus,
Hmm.
they are more business oriented, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the business oriented and the kind of issues which have started happening, which never used to happen at the time of the previous government, no?
Hmm.
Right? For example, if you talk about the very recent activity took place where this Brian army were trying to, where they were trying to obstruct the Nagar Kirtan procession which was taking place. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
you also, yeah, and I think you were also
yeah. Hmm.
involved into a couple of discussion, like,
Yeah,
somebody from NZICA. So you want to talk
yeah.
about that, how this whole thing is turning around and how NZICA and other organizations are coming up and supporting each other. Yeah.
Mm. This is again is a very interesting you brought up, because
Yeah.
what happens is, as a media,
Hmm.
we are supposed to be eyes and ears of every single community, every
Right.
single person in this
Hmm.
country. We
Right.
can't just go with the slogan that some political party is supporting and some political party is not supporting to this kind of protest and this kind of thing. And that is the basic issue that we are facing, that if
Mm.
one political party is supporting, another party just ignores and
Mm.
doesn't talk about it, doesn't do anything. Have you
Right.
seen all political parties coming together, that why it is happening in our country? Have you
Right.
seen that collective effort? We
Hmm.
haven't. I haven't seen the collective effort of all political parties coming and say, "Hey, is it a legitimate? Is it the right thing to do? Is it?
Mm.
Is it not? It shouldn't be how this way. Our
Right.
constitution, our policies doesn't allow this to happen. Why are we allowing this? Just
Mm.
because one political party is supporting or looks as if as a support, and then other political parties ignore. I think
Right.
it's very, very wrong at the moment. And media has got an important role to
Mm.
play to
Right.
eliminate such issues,
Mm.
not to give more air to such issues.
Mm.
Otherwise, this will, even if you put a lid on it now,
Mm.
you may think that temporarily it has phased out, but it doesn't go.
Right.
It
Right.
stays, it remains, it lingers, and it
Mm.
it comes back again.
Mm.
But
Mm.
if you don't solve it, but if you allow
Right.
it, then
Mm.
that's the trouble that we are having, Ravi. So it's a very important issue that you brought, but also it's a equally responsible is the media, and
Mm.
equally responsible is all the political party, and all the political parties can be brought into
Right.
one mindset only by media. Because see,
Correct.
I
Mm.
would, if I am supporting one political party as media,
Mm-hmm.
then you are not supporting to another political party. You will
Right.
keep quiet. You will allow me to do, even though we are both media. So it
Mm.
shouldn't be happening that way. My point is, we
Mm-hmm.
all media should come and with a one common goal, that what is the direction of our country with
Mm.
such issues, with such concerns can create in the future. So
Right.
we want to, we want to put a full stop then and
Mm.
there and say, no, we are not allowed. That's it. Done. Just by protest you are not
Mm-hmm.
going to solve anything. You have to have a certain rules as per the constitution and regulations. You don't see politicians coming out along with the protest, but you
Mm-hmm.
see behind the scene they are supporting and they are not supporting, you know
Right.
and i
Right.
think i think there has to be a common stand when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to nation, when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to any cultural disruptions,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to any damages that can
Mm-hmm.
happen to the
Mm-hmm.
country.
Mm-hmm.
Because you as a politician are there today, you will go, and if
Right.
something happened now,
Mm-hmm.
another political party will inherit this issue because you
Right.
have not resolved it. So you
Mm.
are you are passing on the issue to another political party, another government, and I,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very dangerous. You
Right.
shouldn't be passing those things. That's my
Mm.
view, Ravi.
No,
Very
no,
important.
definitely. That is always there. But see, what has happened is happened, right? I mean, you
Mm.
also know that, right?
Yeah. Mm.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So do you think that if there it would have been another government, I don't want to take anybody's name,
Yeah.
if the slide was changed, do you think this would have made some difference?
No, I think the most important part of this is we as a every cultural organization,
Hmm.
every community has
Hmm.
got a responsibility to
Right.
do this kind of. See, if you allow one community, another community is gonna say that you are allowing this. So if we also do it, you should not
Hmm.
be questioning us. But
Right.
in the first place itself, if you don't allow such things, which is not
Mm.
permissible, not allowable, this is not, as per the constitution, whatever you are doing,
Mm.
and we are not allowing, just under the name of democracy, if you allow this to happen,
Hmm.
it's going to create a huge problem in the future. And I think we have seen that in many countries across the world, that such things have been given the go to sign, and
Hmm.
now they are having troubles. Whether you look at Canada, whether you look at US, whether you look at UK,
Hmm.
everything and anything that such things
Hmm.
really create a problems for
Right.
that
Right.
community. And that community, that culture also then has got effect on other community, other cultures, basically. So really speaking, it's the responsibility, again, is the responsibility of the government of the day,
Hmm.
but also government of the day. Just like they come for certain policies, they come together to sign off.
Mm.
Every political party comes together if it's a national policy,
Hmm.
right? So just like in the health policy during COVID, they all
Hmm.
kind of signed up. Everyone signed up that I'm going to do a tracing app. It
Mm.
was not the government of the day could take a decision like that, because it
Right.
was related to every single 5 million people. It was
Mm.
not to only one political party's supporters. It was
Mm.
for everyone. So I think this also, if you think that this is not right or
Mm.
needs a referendum or needs a discussion in the parliament, then
Hmm.
they should do it. They
Right.
should not delay it. They should not ignore it, thinking that, oh no, it's okay. I'm allowing them. I need their votes. It
Mm.
shouldn't be like that. I don't
Right.
need the votes if it is not right thing. That's what it should be. You
Definitely.
know,
Now, now I wanted to seek your attention towards media. The prime media who are there in the country. What do you think? What would have been their responsibility to put this on their chart buster or put it on their
mm.
news? So how they would have done it differently?
Are you saying particular for this event, for this thing?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, see, this is just one of the example which has
Mm.
impacted. I think New Zealand's face, or the kind
Yeah,
of New Zealand culture in the policy is like we are humble
correct,
Kiwi, right? So
correct.
we are polite, but this is something which we are not. This is not New Zealand face, correct?
Absolutely, 100%. And this is what I
Yes.
would say, that, New Zealand media has got a huge, huge responsibility. And in today's world, with being
Hmm.
digital,
Hmm.
being digital media, it
Right.
runs like fire. Okay.
Mm.
And I
Right.
can tell you, Ravi, this incident particularly, I have watched a little bit closely.
Mm.
And in India, we have 1.4 billion population. Okay.
mm, mm.
And this community, this culture is one of the also, every culture is key in India, right?
Right,
But
right.
the question is, these ran like a fire in India.
Mm, right.
People from India started sending me videos. Hey,
Mm,
Shailesh, did you
mm.
see that? Is it happening in New Zealand? Really? Is this what it
Definitely.
is?
Yeah.
I had these questions and I said,
Mm,
oh, yeah, I didn't even go through at that time so much in detail,
mm,
like what
mm,
was happening. I
mm.
thought that this is just a simple thing, what people are trying to do. But the responsibility, what you said about the current media and the mainstream media who are paid media or who
Mm,
gets paid, like government paid certain media, NZ Herald has their own kind of funding, has their own kind of advertisers, and has their own income from those, and they are supposed to create good content for the country.
mm,
They are not supposed to create content for hate, content for debate, content for
mm,
divide, or content
mm,
for division, or culturally, what do you say, culturally potential to the cultural aspect. We don't want
mm.
those media to be
Right.
seen. New
Mm,
Zealand has got more than 200 plus languages. Okay,
right. Mm.
that's the reality. How
Oh,
can you allow
mm,
any one language or one culture to
mm,
create anything that they want? Then what
right.
happens is everybody wants that to happen.
Mm, mm, mm,
I remember once I had asked this question, and I want to quote this here
mm,
to the sports minister, that when Silver Ferns won the World Cup couple
mhm,
of years ago,
mm.
they were not given even the prize money. They were not
Right.
even shouted the prize money. And I asked why the government is not taking any initiative to, at least when our country is winning, at least
Mm,
those team people should get. But whenever those team players, when you
mm,
want to advertise, whether
mm,
it is banks, whether it is big corporates, they take the leverage of advertising those players.
mm.
But when they won the World Cup for the country, they
Mm,
don't get the prize money, or they
right.
don't even get the bonus, they don't even get the basic salary for them,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm,
And that time I remember the sports minister said, Shailesh, you're right, but
mm,
if we support, if the people see, if sporting people see that we are
mm,
supporting silver funds, or we are supporting rugby, or we are supporting these, then
mm,
other sports people also will come and say, why don't you fund us? Why are you funding only this sport, that sport? That becomes like a blanket issue for us. So we
right.
don't generally support
Mm,
at that time to the organizations, and then finally they were given the prize money. But the point here is, what he told me, that we don't support one, because if we support one, we have to support everyone. So it's better
mm,
not to support everyone. This is exactly like the cultural. If
mm,
suppose you are allowing one protest, Ravi,
mm.
then other culture will not protest, you think? One day
Definitely.
they will
Definitely.
come.
And definitely that will be not a New Zealand branding, the brand New Zealand
Exactly.
which we have. It's not the way, we because the world is shocked to see this kind of aggression,
Aggressive.
in our country, especially a place like Auckland. Yes.
And we are democracy, and we are actually living the democracy to, I would say, 90-95% democracy
Mm.
we still live, right?
Right. Right.
And that's a good thing for us.
Mm.
But then, if we are following our democracy, that's why when we did the topic, is the democracy getting compromised, or
Mm.
is under the democracy we are having a dictatorship, or we are having a biased thing?
Mm.
Because if we allow certain things, that means we are biased. And
Right.
the media's role is very
Mm.
important. The mainstream media should have
Mm.
taken this and not ignored this. They
Mm.
should have just condemned it strongly, or they
Mm.
should have said that, look, we are not happy with this. What is the rules? What are the rules? What are the
Mm.
regulations? How do we combat with these kind of things? Because this is not one time, it will come
Right.
back again. So even
Mm.
when Destiny Church, they were allowed to
Mm.
do that, and when they
Mm.
did
Mm.
anybody question, did the mainstream really went after them?
Right.
Nobody
Right.
went after them.
Right. And
So
then there was two version. One version was there in Auckland, and then another version recently took place in
Tauranga.
Tauranga, right?
That's right. That's
So
right. That's
yes,
right.
definitely. See, I'm saying that everybody has a right to raise their voice, but
Hmm.
yes, there is a way, and that's what I think everybody likes. That everybody has a way to express, not by showing any aggression. That's what the
Hmm.
whole point is here, right?
100%. 100%. We
But
don't
again,
want.
yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting you again, but Shailesh sir, see, it's not the one way to look at it. If you hear the commentary made by Brian Tamaki, so he
Hmm.
had a different, opinion
Angle.
altogether. So what he was raising it that not only, I mean, he doesn't have any problem with the Hindu or the Sikh or anything. He was trying to raise a major concern about some
Hmm.
kind of flags which were used in the procession and which Indian government recognized as a terrorist organization. So I think that was another angle to it.
Hmm. See, again, this comes back to that your choice, your democratic right, your entitlement, and what you want to express, the way you want to express, and what are you doing by expressing that? Are
Right.
you creating a division? Are you creating like, imitation, or are you trying to say that we are the ones now, we're going to use this and this is what you
Mm,
have to accept it? What
mm,
is it? What are you trying to imply? What are you trying to message?
right. Right.
Messaging is very important, Ravi.
Mm,
And I
mm,
think what Brian said, or anybody says, that they have their own kind of way of interpretation. Again,
right.
that is why I say that leave them what they have to do. It is a democratic country, everybody is allowed to do, but are
Mm.
they allowed to do such things which comes in the national interest?
Nothing can justify this, of course, for sure. Yes.
Exactly,
Mm,
exactly. That's the thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
National interest when it comes, national demonstration when it comes, we don't want to see any color. We don't want to see any aspect of biased cultures, right?
Right. Right.
That's the very important aspect of it. So
Mm,
we, our media and the current media and the mainstream media responsibility is to literally look into these areas
mm-hmm.
where we don't spread hatred, we don't spread negativity, we don't spread anything of that sort, basically.
Right.
That will harm the
Mm-hmm.
international image, that
Mm-hmm.
will harm the local
Mm-hmm.
image.
Mm-hmm.
I think, it's the environment that we create, Ravi. I want to say this, take this opportunity to say,
Mm,
you can't solve the people,
mm,
but we can definitely change the environment of the people.
right.
And if you change the environment of the people, then you can change the mindset to some extent. But if you
Mm,
try to change the mindset of the people, no matter whatever it is, they can't change their mindset. They are, but if you change the environment, they might slightly change. Oh, I'm getting a better. See, it's like that. If you, why do crimes happen, why do violence happens? There must be something. One part is whether they are deprived of certain things, that
mm,
they want those things and they are not getting those things easily. That's one part. The second
right.
part is, are they really disturbed by their own mindset, that
Mm,
they don't want to? So that's why
right.
we call it the mental health or the emotional well-being of people,
Mm,
that needs to be looked after, right? There are two
right.
aspects to it. But no matter whatever it is,
Mm,
the national interest has to be the
mm,
prime. You cannot see, if in during COVID,
mm,
if we can say that let's come together and save everyone, yeah,
mm,
with irrespective of our color, irrespective of culture, irrespective of our anything. We didn't at
right.
that time protest that, hey, I am going to come with this flag and say that I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. We can't do that.
Mm,
Simple as
all
that.
right.
It's a national interest, right? I
Definitely.
think that
Definitely. Yeah.
national interest should be the prime responsibility of any media, including the
Mm.
mainstream media, every media,
That's the key
and then
point of the today's session. Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Definitely. Thank you so
Mm.
much, Alan, sir. I will say, so what is the one topic which you are choosing for the upcoming week, which
I would
audience should look forward to it?
I would like to talk about the FTA that recently happened, but not yet
Wow.
happened, not yet finalized,
Mm-hmm.
because it still needs to go through the process of parliamentary. Again, this is the FTA for the country. It's
Hmm.
for the national interest of the country, which means
Right.
every political party has to sign off. And
Hmm.
we already have seen cracks. Even if
Right.
it is not signed off, we have seen some cracks by some
Hmm.
politicians, some political party saying that we don't agree, we agree to disagree, or we don't like this, we don't like that. Already they have started, those things coming out. And I think
Interesting.
it will
Interesting.
be a very interesting year in the election year. Do we want to compromise for votes
Hmm.
and play this, or
Hmm.
do you want to really really ironed it out, nailed it out, more research is out so that it benefits every single citizen of the country, or it is just benefiting just my slogan or just for my few people or few
Hmm.
corporates who can benefit out of it, and that's it. Is that the story of this FTA? What is the storytelling of this FTA is going to be very interesting, Ravi.
You're right,
I have,
and definitely. Are you throwing an invitation to anybody who would like to join our conversation and have a discussion on that?
I think so. Yeah, I would love anybody to participate in this and
Hmm.
ask questions, and really let's iron it out. Let's analyze. Let's see what benefits are you seeing yourself, and what benefit I am seeing to myself. But as a business, as an individual, as an importer, as an exporter, as a wholesaler, as a retail, but most importantly, staying in New Zealand as an
Hmm.
Indian, but having an Indian FTA, and
Right.
how does it affect an Indian in New Zealand? How does it
Mm.
affect to Indian in New Zealand, or is it affecting only to the corporate level? You know.
Right, right. No, no, definitely it's going to be interesting. So looking forward to, and let's, I will say when we are going to release the poster, we'll also keep a link. So anybody willing to join us, just ping us. And Shailesh sir, you can also share on your Facebook. And if anybody
Absolutely.
willing to join, more than welcome, to join our
Mhm.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you
Uh,
so much, Ravi. I think I'm
awesome.
looking forward to that, because as a media also, it's our
Yeah.
responsibility, prime responsibility, to relay, to
Yeah.
pass on the information what we have, basically.
Definitely, definitely. Looking forward. It was really nice having you and great conversation. And
Yeah,
thanks to Webfit News for providing this platform. And thanks to NJ World News for joining, Webfit News in this conversation. Thank you so much and have a
yeah,
great evening.
yeah. Thank you so much to all the listeners, and happy New Year to once again for you. I hope your New Year starts. So
Hmm.
this is going to be a good year because it's an election year. So I am looking forward to that as well. Thank
Definitely.
you.
Thank you so much, sir. Take care.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.